G'day viewers, welcome to one of the most hostile and unforgiving places on our planet. We're standing at the edge of the world, on the vast, frozen expanse of the Arctic Ocean. Out here, the air is so cold it bites your lungs with every breath, and the silence is so profound it's almost deafening. For most, this is a place to be avoided at all costs, a desolate wasteland of ice and snow. But for a select few, for the truly adventurous, this isn't an end. It's a beginning. It's a doorway to a world that fewer people have visited than have stood on the summit of Mount Everest. A world hidden from sight, sealed beneath a solid ceiling of ice. This isn't your typical holiday dive in the tropics. This is the ultimate challenge, ice diving. Our journey begins long before we even see the ice. It starts with a series of flights, each one taking us further north, further away from the familiar world. The cities get smaller, the towns more remote, until finally we're on a rugged propeller plane, the last link to civilization. Soon those patches merge, becoming a single unbroken blanket of snow and ice that stretches to the horizon. The scale of it is hard to comprehend. Finally, we touch down on a gravel runway carved into the frozen tundra. The moment the cabin door opens, the Arctic air hits you like a physical blow. This is our forward operating base, a small, isolated settlement that serves as the launching point for our expedition. From here, there are no more planes, no more roads. The next leg of our journey will be across the sea ice itself, on snowmobiles, into the heart of the frozen ocean. Setting up camp is a race against the cold and the fading light. There's no time for rest. Teamwork is everything. We erect specialized polar tents, designed to withstand hurricane-force winds and extreme temperatures. Securing them is a challenge. We have to drill long ice screws deep into the frozen sea to anchor the tents. Once the tents are up, we establish our dive site. We use a massive ice auger to drill a series of overlapping holes before cutting the remaining sections with a long ice saw. It's hard physical labor. Slowly, a dark triangular shape begins to emerge. When the final piece of ice is lifted away, it reveals the black, still water of the Arctic Ocean. It's a mesmerizing, intimidating sight. Our portal is open. The gateway to the world below is ready. Before a single piece of gear is touched, the real preparation begins. It happens in the mind. You can have the best equipment in the world, but if your head isn't in the right place, the Arctic will break you. Ice divers are some of the most meticulous, disciplined, and resilient individuals you will ever meet. They are planners, thinkers, and problem solvers. Mental readiness means confronting those fears long before you're suspended in the blackness beneath a 6-foot-thick ceiling of ice. In the Arctic, your gear isn't just equipment, it's your life support system. We use environmentally sealed regulators, specifically engineered for these conditions. And we don't just bring one. We bring two completely independent regulator systems. We carry multiple dive torches, powerful LED lights designed to cut through the darkness. Redundancy is survival. Finally, everything is tied together with a simple rope. The safety line is our most basic, but most crucial piece of equipment. This is it. The moment of truth. All the preparation, the long journey north, the grueling work to set up camp, it all comes down to this single, heart-stopping moment. Taking a final deep breath of the biting Arctic air, he pushes off the edge and slips into the abyss. The shock of the cold is instantaneous and brutal, a full-body assault. Even with the best dry suit, you feel the immense pressure and the life-sapping cold. Your first action is to get your bearings. You turn around, facing the hole you just came through. It is now your only connection to the surface, a glowing triangular window of pale light in an otherwise dark ceiling. You signal to the line tender on the surface with a firm tug on the rope. One tug. Are you okay? A moment later, you feel a single, reassuring tug in response. With that connection established, you can begin the descent proper. You release the air from your buoyancy compensator and you start to sink slowly, deliberately into the depths. As you descend further, a profound sense of disorientation begins to take hold. The normal rules of gravity and direction don't seem to apply here. Above you is a solid ceiling of jagged, textured ice stretching out in every direction as far as your light can penetrate. The only real point of reference is your own stream of bubbles. a silver curtain rising steadfastly towards the ice. The water here is clearer than almost anywhere else on Earth. Your torch beam slices through the darkness for what feels like hundreds of feet. You swim towards a colossal shape that looms out of the darkness. It's a pressure ridge, a place where two massive sheets of sea ice have collided with unimaginable force. The immense pressure has forced the ice downwards, creating a massive underwater mountain range that plunges deep into the ocean. Sunlight, filtering weakly through the thickest parts of the ice, creates an ethereal glow, turning the entire structure into a colossal, natural cathedral. Beams of pale, ghostly light pierce the darkness in shafts, illuminating the water with a divine radiance. It's a deeply moving, almost spiritual experience. This is where you might find the first signs of life. Clinging to the underside of the ice, you spot strange, gelatinous creatures, perfectly adapted to this extreme environment. Small, ghost-like fish, their bodies almost transparent, flit in and out of the crevices in the ice. This is an ecosystem that runs on a completely different set of rules, a world powered not by the sun, but by the nutrients trapped within the ice itself. Every creature here is a marvel of evolution, a survivor that has found a way to thrive in a place that should be completely devoid of life. It's a powerful reminder of life's tenacity. But the beauty of this place is matched only by its danger. These massive ice structures are not entirely stable. A large piece could break off without warning. You must be constantly aware of your surroundings, listening for the deep rumbles that signal movement in the ice pack. You are a visitor in a living, breathing, and ever-changing cathedral, and you must never forget that it can be as deadly as it is beautiful. As you push deeper into this alien environment, one of the most profound sensations is the quality of the sound, or rather, the lack of it. The thick ceiling of ice insulates you from the world above, cutting off all the noise of the wind and the surface camp. All that remains is the sound of your own existence. The loud, rhythmic hiss and bubble of your regulator becomes the soundtrack to your dive. This profound silence has a powerful psychological effect. It forces you inward, making you acutely aware of your own thoughts and feelings. But the silence is not absolute. If you stop and hold your breath for a moment, you begin to hear the voice of the ice itself. It's not a loud noise, but a symphony of subtle, otherworldly sounds. You hear faint clicks, pops, and high-pitched squeals as the ice crystals expand and contract. Far off in the distance, you can hear the deep, resonant groans and rumbles of the pack ice shifting, a sound that you feel in your chest as much as you hear with your ears. Despite meticulous planning and preparation, things can and do go wrong. A regulator can free flow, blasting a continuous stream of air and threatening to empty a tank in just minutes. A dry suit can leak, allowing the lethally cold water to flood in against your skin, starting the clock on hypothermia. A dive light can fail, plunging you into absolute disorienting blackness. The difference between a minor incident and a full-blown catastrophe is training and immediate correct action. Your training takes over. Hypothermia is another insidious danger. Your fingers go numb, making it difficult to operate your gear. Your thinking becomes slow and fuzzy. This is why buddy awareness is so critical. Divers are trained to constantly watch each other for signs of trouble. This is where the backup diver on the surface plays their vital role. They are the rapid response team. Their presence is a critical layer of safety, a final backstop for when things go seriously wrong. It's a stark reminder that in this world, you survive as a team, or you don't survive at all. Every dive is a journey into the unknown, but some moments push the boundaries of discovery more than others. Suddenly, the tunnel opens into a vast, hidden chamber. It's a massive underwater cavern, a completely enclosed space within the ice, perhaps 50 feet across. The ceiling is a dome of smooth, clear ice, acting like a giant lens that focuses the faint sunlight from above into a single brilliant shaft of light. Hanging from the ceiling are what look like icy stalactites, some of them meters long, formed by brine being forced out of the freezing sea ice. In this isolated sanctuary, life is thriving. The walls of the cavern are teeming with small bioluminescent organisms that pulse with a soft green light. Schools of small Arctic cod, seemingly unafraid, swim lazily through the torch beams. For the scientists on the team, this is a treasure trove. Every observation, every photograph, and every sample collected here provides invaluable data. This is the very reason they came here. This is the moment that makes all the risk, all the cold, and all the hardship worthwhile. It's the pure, unadulterated thrill of discovery. The journey back is always a bittersweet experience. Following the guideline, that simple thread of hope, you begin the slow, methodical ascent towards the distant glowing window in the ice. The immense, silent cathedrals of blue and black begin to recede below, their secrets once again hidden by the encroaching darkness. You pause for your safety stops, hanging suspended in the water column, allowing your body to slowly readjust to the decreasing pressure. As you get closer to the hole, the light becomes brighter, more defined. It's a powerful magnetic pull, the promise of warmth, air, and safety. The first breath of frigid Arctic air as your head breaks the surface is a shock to the system, a sharp, crisp welcome back to life. Hands reach down to help you, pulling you from the dark embrace of the water and onto the solid, white expanse of the ice. Your teammates help you out of your heavy equipment with practiced efficiency, their faces filled with relief and curiosity. You have done it. You have faced the abyss and returned, bringing back stories and images from a hidden realm. The feeling of triumph is immense, but it's not a loud, boastful victory. Long after the dive is over, long after we have packed up camp and journeyed back south, the experience lingers. The Arctic changes you. It leaves an indelible mark on your soul. You can't witness such raw, untamed power and such fragile, alien beauty and remain unaffected. The echoes of the abyss stay with you. The greatest lesson the Arctic teaches is one of humility. It's a powerful, visceral reminder of our own smallness in the grand scheme of things. This profound humility translates into a deeper respect for the natural world as a whole. The ice that seems so powerful and permanent is, in reality, incredibly vulnerable. This journey is ultimately about more than just adventure. It's about bearing witness. It's about bringing back images and stories from the front lines of our changing climate. The divers who venture beneath the ice become its ambassadors, its storytellers, compelled to share its wonders and advocate for its preservation. So why do we do it? Why face the risks, the cold, the darkness? We do it for the challenge, for the teamwork, for the thrill of discovery. But most of all, we do it for those moments of pure, unadulterated awe that reset our perspective. The world beneath the Arctic ice is one of Earth's last true frontiers, a place of extreme danger and breathtaking beauty. And it serves as a powerful reminder that the greatest adventures often lie just beyond the edge of our fears, in the places we dare to explore.